Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of DYAD Reacts. We are reacting to a spree of articles that have come out recently that always is just perpetuating the toxic nature of fandom in Star Wars. But this is I'm assuming is going to be your most favorite plot hole of this article. The show, quote, also sees Inquisitor Reva killing the Grand Inquisitor. The Grand Inquisitor does not die until years later when he's defeated by Kanan Jarrus during the events documented in Star Wars Rebels. Whoa, you guys caught them. The story group does not know that the Grand Inquisitor dies later. I'll let you get this one.
I mean, do you think they know that Obi-Wan killed Darth Maul in the Phantom Menace? Because that's a huge plot hole that he comes back because he died, or maybe there's a story there and he didn't die, and maybe that's going to factor in. Maybe he's going to come back, and the fact that it was Reva that attacked him is going to put her at odds. Maybe this is part of the story. It feels really weird to have. It's so short-sighted. Is really what I come back to. Like, yeah, I don't know.
If you had only seen the Phantom Menace and only seen the prequels, then you watched Twin Sons, and you're like, where did Maul come from? Because after the prequels, they filled in some blanks, brought Maul back. Now, this is a show. We're on episode 4. We don't know where the Grand Inquisitor is. They have not shown a dead body. They have not shown anything that kind of gives a finality to the fate of the Grand Inquisitor. You better believe, with the amount of continuity and the breadth of the galaxy of Star Wars, that some mistakes will kind of crop up here and there. They're not machines, but they do like their damnedest job of trying to keep canon tight. The story group, they are not going to make this colossal of a mistake with the Grand Inquisitor.
The other thing to consider is the people who are writing these articles. Do you think they are caught up on Star Wars canon?
No.
Do you think they've watched all the shows, read all the books, read the comics? Do you think they know as much canon as you and I?
Mm-mm.
No. I feel like it's the same people that refuse to read canon because they prefer the expanded universe and are just going to try and tear everything down. But like, there's a lot of stories out there, and if you don't care to read them, if you don't care about, by the way, it's okay if you don't. Doesn't make you less of a fan. Doesn't make me better of a fan. None of that garbage, right? We don't do that here. But if you don't care about keeping up with canon, you have to also accept that there's going to be things that happen in canon that you're not aware of.
Mm-hmm. So
if you are not caught up on canon, it's weird to go hunting for plot holes in canon.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. If you are writing articles like this, if you are claiming canon breaking aspects of Star Wars, you better believe that lore people like myself and Darth Choco are going to check you on your SHIT. We know that this show isn't over. We know that the story isn't. If the show finished and the Grand Inquisitor is still dead, then we would have a conversation to have. But at this point, when we're not finished with the show, much like when we're not finished with a trilogy, like in the sequels, and people are like, oh, it doesn't make sense, you have to finish it first. This is an ongoing story, and you can't say something is broken if you don't have the complete picture. But, Choco, do you have any final thoughts? Is there anything out there in the social medias that are running wild with this interview and claiming other things?
There's a lot of just random stuff happening in the fandom. I had to take a couple-day break off of it because I was just getting irritated myself. Just a couple things I do want to make sure that is very clear. If you want something to happen, if you really want to see flashbacks of your character, or if you really want to see this person, pop in and make an appearance and all this stuff, and that doesn't happen, it doesn't make the project bad. You have to judge the project on what it is doing, on what its goal is, and how well it fulfills that, not on how well it fulfills your own personal childhood fantasy. And I don't say that as an insult, but it is something that I keep seeing, that if this doesn't happen, that makes it bad. Like my predictions, all my predictions was we were going to see him like in episode 1 or 2, and then 5 and 6. We've gotten way more Vader than I thought from the actual interviews.
To close out this video, I'm not going to name names, but some people are expecting perfection. And I will say this. If you're expecting perfection, you're going to be disappointed 100% of the time.
Let's also normalize one more thing. Let's normalize if you aren't enjoying something. If it doesn't bring you joy, if your entertainment does not entertain you, to let it go. And that's okay. And I'm not saying that as if you don't like it, you can leave. No. I love DC Comics. I do. When the show Titans was announced, I was excited, and I hated it. And I personally don't want it to continue. I want something else to replace it. So I'm not going to watch it, because if I watch it and start tweeting about it and all this, I'm adding to the conversation, I'm adding to the viewership, and I will guarantee that more stuff like it gets made. If it's not making you happy, it's okay. And you know what's great about that? If the project fails, well, then they'll understand there wasn't a market for what we were doing, and that'll lead them to retool. Maybe that'll get what you personally want. As long as people keep fighting this, keep complaining, honestly, thank you, because I'm enjoying it, and you're ensuring I get more stuff like this.
Yeah.
So I appreciate your hard work.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of DYAD Reacts, or DYAD Explains. We reacted to the toxicity in the fandom, and we're explaining how it's just not warranted. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more Star Wars entertainment, news, and content here on DYAD in the Force. And go ahead and check out Darth Choco's channel as well, with High Ground Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. I guess that's the end. On to the next one.
For Light and for Life,
we're all the Republic.
May the Force be with you.